Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat and treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Rider Spike back again once again. Today we are for Kamen Rider GAVV episode 46, and in this episode we get the battle with the president, and he ain't nothing to mess with. I already knew, we all already knew that the president wasn't nothing to mess with. The president is out here kick flipping and doing all kind of attacks. He did the sonic boom in this episode. Y'all know Street Fighter, y'all know Guile, and he did Sonic Boom. I don't care if you watch the episode in the fight in the freaking forest area. He did Sonic Boom against Shoma, and I never thought I would actually see Shoma get up and have to run for his life like that. Like, the president was just uber strong, and also could, like, he grabbed the lollipop gun and kicked it back at him. Like, that was just disrespectful. And yeah, I did love it how everybody was going through the whole trying to find a way into the Granute world and looking for a door to get into Granute world. We see that Reivew is actually helping out. I don't know if this still is a trap, but he's gonna fight him in the next episode. But this episode did kind of feel like Reivew was genuinely like helping Shoma. I mean, like, he knew that he wasn't strong enough to take down the freaking president himself, but at the same time Shoma is somewhat there as well. But no, in this episode we kind of saw that Shoma is very much outclassed. All three of them actually are, well, all four of them, because you've got our writers and Reivew, are all outclassed by the president. Like, he ain't going, like, they couldn't do anything to him, and their best bet was to run away. But it really did seem like Reivew was actually trying to help him out here and keeping everybody away from the president and keeping everybody like in the, not in the know about what was going on, so they wouldn't interfere with, the brothers' plans. And seeing Shoma go back to, well, home, technically, seeing him go back home and seeing him reminisce and stuff in this episode, kind of, it tugged my heartstrings, especially when he was remembering that conversation he had with his mom and stuff like that. Like, that really tugged at my heartstrings and stuff. Because Shoma really did feel like he was gonna stay there. He really did feel like he was gonna go there, take down the president, and stay in the Granute world forever and never go back home and stuff like that. Like, he really felt that way in this episode, and I felt for him, because he's like, he loved Earth. Like, he loves Earth, and he loved his mom, and glad, and all of his friends and all the experiences he had on Earth, and he loved that stuff. And to have to give all that up because he found happiness. He wasn't happy back in the Granute world. He found happiness, and that's really hard, and it's really hard to let something like that go, especially when you've never had it before. But yeah, also we get some Reivew backstory, and I'm really glad we're getting this. I feel like we should have, I kind of feel like we should have gotten some of this earlier, but I guess it's Reivew's turn to like get taken out or something like that. I feel like Reivew isn't gonna be here with us for a while. I feel like maybe next episode he's gonna get taken out. But we saw some of his backstory and him talking to the grandfather, because we finally, like, we see the grandfather again. We hear his voice and everything, and he's a prick. Yeah, out of everybody in the Stomach family, the only person that seemed like they weren't like a douchebag was Uncle Dente, because Grandpa literally called his grandson useless, and then literally was like picking on him for apparently inheriting their mother's sickness. And we've never seen their mom, like the Granute side, like we've never seen their mom. So apparently their mom had a sickness, and Reivew inherited it. And when you got a family full of, strong people, and you're not one of the strong ones, and you're just a smart one, I feel like Reivew took it upon himself to get strong, because that's probably why his Granute form looks the way it looks, because he got some weight on him. But yeah, apparently their mom had a sickness. I don't know what this sickness is. We don't know what this sickness is, and maybe it'll elaborate on it next episode. But yeah, we also one of the funniest scenes ever where Sachika was like, Sachika looked like she bought that life. Like she bought that life because she ran up on Longo after he disrespected her because they're both company owners. You know, she was like, you should, the manager, the company owner's job is to take care of the customer and its employee. You're supposed to make everybody happy. And Longo was like, man, get up out my face. And she was it was really funny seeing Hunto and Lakia like drag her away, like, hey, chill, you know who that is? He's like, yeah, I know who it is, I don't care. Like it was awesome. I love that. We love Sachika, man. Sachika, day one homie for real. But he did end up leaving them in the right direction. He helped. He basically opened one of the doors to the Granute world that, you know, they were looking for, and he basically leaves them to it. He leaves the door open and everything, and he monologues to himself about what are you gonna do now, Neelif? Like, what's your plan here? So yeah, he's basically just leading them in the right direction just to see what's gonna happen, because we don't know what Big Brother Longo is really planning right now. But yeah, it was dope. We see the rest of the guys going through the Granute world. Hanto getting a taste of what the Granute world is like. He had to cover himself up because, you know, they can't let a human. They can't, you know, a lot of regular, you know, Granute citizens don't know what humans are and stuff like that, so they will be really weirded out to see him there. They go, where are you? But yeah, we see Shoma. You know, he has to dress up. He basically disguises himself as Neelif and goes to the president. And why did it feel like Shoma was like walking into hell? Because that's what it looked like. He walked into, he feel like he walked into like the devil's palace or something, because the bridge he had to go across, there's gargoyles, and as he walked past, the flames lit. It was this big gigantic gold white castle. Like that's what it felt like. And when he walked in, you know, he's able to get in because, you know, they think he's Neelif. And Neelif's plan was basically to use the gun, like use the blaster that Suga used to use to henshin with, and also the same gun he used to control people with. And he ends up using it on the president. You know, he ends up using it on the president, and turns out the president had like an anti hypnosis thing, so he couldn't do it. And ever since, you know, he gave Neelif that body and stuff like that, so now big fight ensues, and the president figures out that, oh, you're not Neelif, you're the Red GAVV. Okay, cool. And he's like just talking ish about Shoma. He's like, oh, all you humans look the same, racist. And he's like, all you humans look the same and stuff like that. And, you know, he said, where's all that durability you had earlier? Like, he's just, and we see Shoma pulling off some amazing fighting against the president's agents, and he's whooping them. And I was so happy to see that. You know why I was happy to see that? Because I didn't like what they did to my boy Lakia. I didn't forget. Okay, remember they beat up Lakia in broad daylight in the middle of the freaking street? Yeah, I ain't forget that. Justice for my boy Lakia, man. He did not deserve it. They jumped him like, I'm not gonna say that word, but they jumped him like that. Okay, but yeah, we see that Shoma pulling up some amazing speed feats in this episode. Him standing on top of the knives, just complete speed force feats he had going on here. And man, he was able to beat these agents pretty freaking well. But the president was a whole different beast. The president is knocking him through walls and shooting key blasts and all. Like, the president really just felt like I know how to fight, big fella. Yeah, like the kick he did in this, the key blast he's able to shoot, the freaking using the lollipop gun and kicking it back at me, it was funny. But also, he did a sonic, like I said before, he did a sonic boom. If you play Street Fighter, you know what I'm talking about. And I never thought I'd see Shoma run for his freaking life. And, you know, he ended up hurting Shoma and everything. He ended up completely beating the crap out of him, all the way until he gets to, like, you know, he's back in his civilian form. And we see the bros end up coming in to help, man. We see them blocking the president's blast with lock your shield. We got Hanto back there holding them so they don't get blasted away. We see the freaking them grabbing Shoma and be like, Shoma's like, nah, I gotta beat him. And Hanto's like, nah, shut up. I'm not watching you die. Like, that's a bro right there. That's a real bro. He's like, hey man, nah, I'm not. You over here getting your butt kicked. I'm not finna watch you get your butt kicked. Okay. So they end up getting Shoma out of there, barely slamming the freaking door into the president agent's face. I'm like, yeah. And then we get a heartfelt, beautiful conversation with Sachika. She was like, is shouldering everything gonna make you happy? Is going to the Granute world and never coming back gonna make you happy? Like, I want you to be happy. I want you to smile. But at the same time, you can't shoulder everything by your freaking self. And that was a beautiful, I was like, man, again, Sachika, number one, day one homie, man. Best friend for real. But, so they basically, Shoma's like, I don't want to leave, man. I want to stay here. I don't want to go back over there, man. They ugly over there. Like, ugh. And yeah, beautiful conversation he had with his friends. But next episode is gonna be, we're getting into the final battle. We're getting to the end. I don't know how they're gonna beat the president, man. He's too freaking strong. Something's got to give, especially with this episode. Something's got to give. I don't even think they could, even in their strongest forms, I don't think they could jump him. I don't think so. They're gonna have to jump him because no one's beating him 1v1. I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, he also, we see the president goes and talks to Neelav, and he's like, I'd like to have a word with Neelav real quick. Yeah, your buddy came and tried to off me. Let's talk about that. Like, it would, oh my god, bro. But I'm so ready to see what happens next. I am. This episode was amazing. A lot of, I got some questions, like the whole mom thing and, you know, stuff like that. Like, I kind of want to know that. I kind of want some clarity on that. But other than that, how are we gonna beat the president? How do you guys think they're gonna beat the president? Because I don't know how they're gonna do this. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider GAVV, episode 46, Shoma's Determination. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And remember, as I always say, stay henshin.